Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for logging on to your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line, brought to you by BetMGM. It is Tuesday, July 20th, coming off an 0-1 day yesterday. I told you I liked the first five under 4.5 runs for the Giants and the Dodgers. They combined for 5 runs in the first inning. So that one went out the door really quickly. Unfortunately, they still only had 5 runs at the end of 5 innings, but nonetheless a loser. And tonight we get you set for Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I want to bring in my good friend Pete Smaluck, the founder of Props.cash. Pete, I absolutely love your website. If you're a props bettor like I am, go check them out. It helps in research so much. Pete, let's talk about some of the props on the NBA slate tonight. One of my best bets that I used or that I garnered from the research on your website. I really like the Chris Middleton over 4.5 assists tonight.
All right, thanks for having me, Michael. Yeah, the Chris Middleton bet at 4.5 is a popular one tonight. We had him filtered at 40 plus minutes because he's played over 40 minutes in every game this series. And at 40 plus minutes, he's hit in 11 of 15 games this playoffs, a 73.3% hit rate. Overall, the entire playoffs, he's 14 of 22 at the 4.5 assists. And in this series, he's 3 of 5. So the numbers make sense. I mean, his minimum in the last 15 games is 4 assists. So if he's not going to hit it, he's going to be close.
And one of the things I like about your website is the graphs that you guys have, man. It breaks it down so simply, the bar graphs that you have there. And what's cool, Pete, too, is you can mess with the numbers, right? So you drop this thing down to 3.5 assists. I know there's a lot of people who like to play alternate spreads or alternate player props, I should say. You drop that thing down to 3.5 assists on your site, and all of a sudden, boom, it's even hitting at an even better clip.
He's hit in 15 games at over 3.5, which is an insane run. So if you have an opportunity to play the 3.5, it's going to be juiced, but you have a great chance.
Yeah, it's juiced even at 4.5, but I still like it as my best bet for your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line. Pete, one other thing that I noticed on the site today, Giannis Antetokounmpo, the three-pointers. I think the Bucks are much better when he doesn't shoot three-pointers, and the numbers here bear that out as well. I'm leaning toward an under the half a three-pointer tonight for Giannis.
Yeah, I mean, in 3 of the 5 games, he's only put up 2 attempts. In the playoffs in a whole, he's only shooting 17.9% success rate with his 3-point shots. So he hasn't been shooting well. In game 2, he had 5 attempts. He only sunk 1. Game 1, he had 2 attempts. He sunk 1. He hasn't hit many threes in the playoffs and in the series in general. So, I mean, he's shooting 3 points less, the 3-point shot less. Over the last 3 games, he only 5 attempts. He hasn't made a single 3-point shot. So the under 0.5, I mean, it is certainly a playable bet tonight, though I will say that anything at 0.5 is volatile because
for sure,
it takes one shot for him to hit that.
For sure. And Pete, what I think you're seeing is that the Bucks are much better when he doesn't shoot three-pointers, right? And the numbers bear that out, as you can see on the graph. And so I'm leaning that way, but you're right. It is kind of volatile because all it takes is for him to chuck up 1. And if that goes in, then all of a sudden you lose that under. But I still like to lean that way tonight and may end up making that pick before the game tips off later this evening. Pete, Props.cash, man, it is the best place. I know you got a lot of good stuff coming for NFL as well. Thanks so much for joining us today, and look forward to seeing what happens with the site moving forward.
Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Take care.
Hey, that's going to do it for your CBSN Denver Daily Sports Line, brought to you as always by BetMGM. Place your parlays, props, and futures at the King of Sportsbooks. Download the app today.